Sorry for that extra countdown. Hello, hello everyone. I'm Kenny, the ritestream community manager, and thank you so much for joining us on this AMA, where we'll be talking about content and partnerships. And I have the privilege and honor to welcome our two guests here today. It is Nathalie and Eddy. Welcome, guys.
Hello.
Hi, Kenny.
Hello.
Thank you so much for being here. Firstly, I'd just like to get to know you guys. So could you maybe introduce yourselves?
Okay, so I'm Nathalie Morley. I'm the Chief Content Officer for All Rights. I am French, Spanish, international. I lived all over the place, which makes sense to work with a global company. And I've been in content my entire life. Before that, was Chief Content Officer for a group called Trace. And after that, I joined All Rights. Before that, I created back in the days fashion TV and made it from nothing to an international niche channel, and that was a great ride. And we have the pleasure to be here with you today, Kenny.
Thank you so much, Mr.
Hi.
Eddy.
And I'm Eddy Tan. I'm the SBT Global Studio Partnership at All Rights. I'm like Nathalie, international as well. Even originally is from Asia, as you can see. But I live in many places in Asia. Not just Asia is Hong Kong, Philippines, and then London, Canada. And I myself, on my whole life, also like Nathalie, is working in the studio in the content part. And my background before was running a lot of the Disney channels and also NBC Universal channels and also Fox channels outside of America. And I'm in charge of all the global strategy around the world, and basically set up their channels, SVOD, and also the OTT platforms. And one of the things that I'm very honored that I was getting involved is also the rollout of Disney Plus in the beginning, because we are the brainstorm team at the UK team at that time. So joining All Right is very fun, because with my studio background, I'll be able to work with the studios to bring the content to our platform. And so hope you guys can enjoy it. Thank you.
Fantastic. So wow, we've got years and years and years of experience, two big international travelers and industry players. I'm absolutely honored, and I really look forward to picking you guys' brain and hearing your ideas and your plans going forward. But firstly, I think one of the big questions I want to know anyway is what you guys been watching lately. Have you guys been watching any sort of movies or TV series as of late, or what's on your radar?
Nat, go first.
Yes. Okay. Latest movies I really liked was Licorice Pizza. I love the director, and it was fantastic. Very indie, arty, super high level, unknown actors, brilliant. Just so sweet, so endearing and wild at the same time. I just adored it. It was really good. I watched as well House of Gucci, a bit different, a bit more, studio. And I'm a big fan. I mean, I love Lady Gaga. I love Adam Driver. Jared Leto was incredible, so fun, brilliant, entertaining film. And King Richard was really cool as well. I saw that recently. I missed it when it was out. And series. I'm a binger. I watch series all the time.
Aren't we all?
Aren't we all? Absolutely. I think. My really favorite series lately has been, I mean, for the last few years, it has been Killing Eve. I just love Killing Eve. I think it's just brilliant on so many levels. The writing, the directing, the way they just reinvent themselves on every season. The acting, the girls are amazing. I love that. I really had a crush on Normal People, as many people around the world. I had a big crush on that series. I thought it was poetic and fabulous, and I love that. And Guilty Pleasures, Heartstopper, all British series. Oops. Some American ones. I love Loot. Loot was hilarious. Loot is so fun. I'm a big fan, and Eddie as well. We can comment on scenes. We love Schitt's Creek. We've loved Schitt's Creek for a long time, and my latest is actually completely different, but I love that too because we're eclectic. I really loved For All Mankind. Completely different, but I'm a big fan of the right stuff, and I really found the same essence there. So that's me.
Well, for me is that besides all the movies, in fact, I mean, Nathalie and I, in the company we get along very well, and we always connected and exchanging about all this content. And what she was watching, I was watching as well. But on the other hand, is that latest one that I've been watching, it's Bees. It's a movie about South Africa, go to the farm, to the safari, and then being attacked by a lion. I'm not giving away too much, I hope. Anyway,
no spoilers.
The reason I like it is also because my partner is a South African. And I used to go to all the safari and farm with him, and it's just an interesting one to see how they do the whole movie, how they get out of the of the jeep to get in touch with close contact with lions, which I will never do, because on the other hand, I will be the one that in the car, I will be the one that will say, drive, don't go that way, go against about it, opposite about it. But it's a very entertaining movie, and special effect is very good. I mean, it's not, I mean, you check it out in the cinema. Another one, like besides all the major movie, I'm also into like indie movies, but small budget movie, because a lot of times you have very fantastic budget to do a very great script and things like that. And one of the movie that is in America at the moment is called Easter Sunday, which is not like the whole cast are all Filipino Americans. It's like what we call the Pinoys, right? And it's talk about the Chinese, the Filipino culture and how they live here in America. And despite they live overseas, they still keep all the Filipino culture and things like that. And the character, because I myself grew up in the Philippines, so I can associate. And it was one of the famous comedian at the moment called Joe Coy. And it's about his experience, about how he break into Hollywood. And it's just hilarious because myself, I can associate so much about all the, thing. But having said that, it still have an international appeal because, it's about how culture and laughter and comedy can, travels in different, culture and different nationality. So it's a lot of fun. If it's released in your area besides North America, please go and watch it. And series wise, can I use horror? I'm a media whore, like I was telling Kenny all the time. I watch a lot of things like Nathalie. The latest one I'm watching is Bad Sisters on Apple TV. Is about how our five sisters hate their brother-in-law and trying to kill him. It's hilarious. Like Luke, this is another one that I have, full of British comedy and full of fun, and it's just great, to watch it. Other series I've been watching, Murders in the Building. Series 2, Series 3 is coming. They already give a hint. And then American Horror Stories. And then My Ignorant Angels, is an Italian, but being dubbed into English is horrible, the dubbing. But on the other hand, it's a great drama about, a woman find out that her husband killed in an accident and have another boyfriend on the side, so it's really, really, interesting about the LGBT culture and how two different, widow, connect with each other. And there's another, I love British comedy, and there is one that I just discovered recently. It's called This Way Up, and it's just hilarious and funny, fabulous as well. So
I loved it. I saw season 1. It was so fun. I love those female strong characters who are really
totally
really, really good fun.
Yeah, it's very different from American comedies, because American comedy is very slapstick, is in your face, and then sometimes punchy line. But on the other hand, the British one is a lot of hinder, and then you have to, you watch it, you just laugh, hilariously. I mean, when you just enjoy it so much, So those are the things I'm watching these days.
Amazing, fantastic. They're all great choices, and I'll have to obviously put them on my watch list. For sure. Yeah, especially British comedy. Love me being British, might be a bit biased in saying that. But I like a bit of British comedy. It's something that's like, it's very unique humor that we get here. Only Britain does. I don't know. It's quite interesting, right?
It's full of wit, and well, as a European, for me, I relate. I lived in the UK. I'm married to a Brit. I've been married to a Brit for 15 years. So
Oh, you poor thing.
yes. So actually, I'm part of the Brit moms at school. Even though I'm French originally, I'm totally assimilated to the British culture. So it resonates with me. I mean, of course, the mainstream, the American does it. I lived in America a while ago, but it's just so fun to see that we can watch anything from anywhere right now and find super interesting content in all sorts of platforms. And we don't really care so much as binge viewers. I think about having superstars in the cast. We're discovering the new stars. We just want good characters and good stories. So the days are too short to work and live and enjoy and binge as well. We have stopped sleeping, I think, recently.
The thing is that because we all in our company, we are so multi race, and also everybody live in different part. I mean, like you hear about Natalie be living in so many places, I myself as well. So we'll be able to expose to so many different cultures, different media, and also different entertainment things. So when we go out there to look for content, we just and we can relate to all the audience from different continents. So that's a great part of our job.
And I think it's also reflective as well on our community. We have a community from all over the world. We actually did a poll recently in our community, and like we have literally across all across the globe rite streamers, and it's a sight to behold. And I love that we're such a global and international community, and I think also again that will be reflecting in our content that we have as well going ahead, like to reflect that.
It's the attraction of the company, and that's why we're here actually. Eddy and I, we come from a more traditional background. We were evolving in bigger companies and with a very strong identity and editorial line for years, and it's refreshing as well to reinvent ourselves in a startup mode, kind of, and in the digital environment. The two things that are very attractive about the all rights model is the fact that we are digital based, and that resonates with the way the business is evolving. We're very international, global and local. We serve and scout both ways, for locally, for local, and for other countries, and globally, bringing the gems from one country to other countries that would not have happened in the traditional way. And also we can bring our editorial flair, our taste, our expertise, and drive and help and support our clients editorially. We're very strongly advocate for sort of concierge service on top of our solution. We give our advice, we spot, we study what's going on the different markets. We say, oh, that would be good for you. It's not just a cold buy and sell or business exchange. We're trying, at least with the team. It's Eddy and I, and a lovely group of people, very talented and very international, and we're trying to put some soul in every operation we do.
Yeah, I think another thing to add to that is that also we are very sensitive to what is coming out or what is a trend, besides let the audience explore, what's out there. But in addition to that is that we be able to, look at this trend. But in addition to that is to come up with new ideas, and then to let people experiment it and to watch it. And because Nathalie and myself, we've been working in like in the studio before. But having said that is that we are very connect with what is going on out there. So we able to bring in the latest or the new things, or things that people may not be aware of, to our audience. Yeah.
Fantastic. So I've been able to find a odd question from our community. I've been able to pick some of the best ones here. Sorry, there's a fly going around here. That's why I'm doing this. I'm not, casting a spell. So first question I'd like to ask you is, what is Ritestream's content creation strategy?
Okay, so Ritestream content creation strategy is a very innovative one, because we are a tech-based company and we're based on blockchain technology, and we've launched our NFTs operation. Our content creation strategy builds different things. We are using the new technologies to help people in the sort of crowdfunding spirit, but owning more than just a percentage of the creation of it. So that's it for the making, using NFTs to own actually an actual piece of the content creation. So that is, let's say, the process. And besides that, we're putting together different partners who would have not met each other without us, because they're in the remote parts of the world. They don't know each other. But because we're in contact with all these different companies, we know that it would be a good match, or they have the same idea, but maybe they don't have the full budget to go through it, or the distribution strategy to go for it. So we're putting people together. We're a matchmaker, and we're tech wizards, kind of. And also, I think our real strategy editorially is to go a bit, let's say, to break the mold, to be creative in the projects we're fomenting and we're pushing. We don't want to produce just the next non-original thing. So we're trying to spot talent, help talent arise, and bring the best environment for it. And we attach monetization to it, which is the key to what we do. It's all easier. We want to make it easier for access, for monetization, for the creation itself, a 360 facilitator.
Yeah.
And maybe Eddy can talk about.
For my side, it's because with my background, I used to greenlight projects, back in the studios, and studio, in fact, sometimes is very cautious, and they are very traditional as well. Sometimes it take a long time. But the fabulous thing about the Ritestream is that, like Nathalie was saying, we also work and we explore new talents, and also productions through our our strategy here and our service here. Then I'll be able to use that to have that connection with the studio, be able to work with them, and then in a way it's also educating them, like, oh, this is what we are doing. We are a very new and innovative company. Then they will be able to discover new star, new content, and that sometime in the system that they may not be aware of or explore. And so it's a very, very good two-way thing, like a introduction, and also let them understand about us and also know about us. But at the same time, they open their eyes to the world, not just in the traditional way of doing things. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Fantastic. And that brings us on to our next question, which will be, what partners are you currently in talks with? Because we've been having a lot of people curious, like, what's going on behind the scenes, that you are allowed to at least say publicly. Obviously, protect yourself. But what partners are you currently in talks with at the moment?
Well, for me, I'm going with the mainstream studios, like I say earlier. But on the other hand, is that more this mainstream studio is that I'm, talking to them about what we are, what opportunities we have, what kind of content we have, and also with your content, is there a match between us? So I'm working a lot on that one, and I talked to a lot of company, but on the other hand, in our company, we divided our job, and other things I've been working on is like the indies, companies, and also with my background before being an Asian myself. So I've been talking to a lot of Asian studios and also networks, because with our clients at the moment with the pandemic, it opened up a lot of people are pursuing a lot of different content from different part of the world. So with my background, I'll be able, especially with the Asia part, I've been talking to them, getting their content to come to us and then to work with us, and then be able to also introduce to different part of the world as well. Yeah.
Well, same as well on the regions that are more of my expertise, Europe, Africa, more recently developed Middle East. Those are the regions I'm quite, accurate on. So from former experiences, I was buying and commissioning content. So I've got a network of independent producers, distributors, studios, and big sort of mini studios locally all around Europe, Africa, Latin America a little bit, the United States as well. But because Eddy is based in the States, he's actually heading the studio relationships. And when we have common contacts, we're a very good team. We're a very good tandem. We love working together. So suddenly I would say, well, yeah, we're working with studios. We're just helping this client or the other, saying, okay, yeah, I know such and such. These are my friends I was buying from before. So that helps. But Eddy is really focusing more on the studios himself. I am really, really working closely with European independents, big and small. And I love bringing creators on board as well. And well, I'm heading the department, so I'm supervising everybody's job. We have Eddy is my alter ego, I would say. I don't like hierarchy, so we're a team, but there's someone needs to gear the ship. So we have a team of buyers for different regions and different types of content as well. And so I'm also monitoring and helping. And it's a very collaborative and very fun way. We work very closely with our content managers as well, who are part of our content team. So we're a group of 8 people having a lot of fun together and trying to serve our clients. So that's pretty much it editorially. Always trying to spot the good hot projects for our clients.
You can see our chemistry here. In fact, it's the whole team. I mean, that's the leadership of Nathalie. Just and it's just a lot of fun. I mean, all the time when we're having our team meeting, it just, even though we all live in different countries, but everybody just having a lot of fun and a lot of laugh and jokes as well.
No, it's true. It's a good group of people, and it's a good group of talented people who have a very strong love for content, and they're very thorough. And what we've discovered recently, during COVID and post-COVID, everybody's learned how to work remote. Everybody's learned to be more independent. So we have some room for everybody to and to bring their expertise to the table. And I think it makes a big difference when we're dealing with producers, distributors, broadcasters. I think they can really feel we're enjoying what we're doing. And sometimes we have clients who come on board and they have one idea about what they want, but then it's not just sales. Sales are brilliant, but we work very closely with our sales team. So we're here to tell them, yeah, that's great, but with your identity, you could do that, or you could get that, or we know about that project or this type of content that would be great for you. And it's not just a hunch, it's something that we mix with hunch, expertise, the culture of the market. And we're always learning, we're always researching a lot on top of it. We're reviewing reports, we think, oh yeah, look at that, we saw that, look at those numbers, this is crazy, in that country that did really well, maybe that should work for such and such. So all in all, it's very multitasking, multilingual, multi-territory, and sometimes very long days, but it's yeah, because we're I've got one person in the team is in India, and other people in the team are on the West Coast. So it could be tricky to get everybody in the same Zoom room, but we're doing it with great pleasure.
Yeah. Also, I think one thing to emphasize as well is that interesting is that, like Nathalie saying, that we, despite we come from studio background, but on the other hand is that we, been working with the clients and things like that. They're looking for a different kind of thing. We open their eyes and open their horizons, and it's in a way, it's what we're passionate about, because we're passionate about bringing content to our audience, to our clients and audience out there. So it's a very fantastic way also to always bring up to the heart that we are very passionate about what we are doing. So that's a great thing. Yeah.
I think as well, we have a very diverse team. Eddy and I come from broadcast. So we understand the clients because we were the clients. So that helps very much. And other people were selling content, so now they're acquiring and selling. So it's a real advantage to know. You always think, if that was my channel or my platform. And we were laughing the other day. We were talking with a client, and they're launching a channel, and Eddy and I together, we counted, and that channel would be, if you count our summed experiences, it would be the 50th channel that either or together we launched. So it's quite reassuring for people who are in that business, and for us it's really good fun because we love doing that.
Yeah, that's absolutely true. You can see all of that passion in you guys when you talk like to each other and about your experiences, and it's fantastic. I've got another question here actually, because let me see here if I can pop it up. Will you start to release movies in the app from the All Rights catalog, such as Magic Beyond Words, the J.K. Rowling story, Michael Jackson, etc.? There's actually quite a lot of content on the All Rights website, and yeah, a lot of people have been asking, when is that content going to start coming to Ritestream? Because there's a lot of it. It's really, really great stuff.
Go, Eddy, because Eddy's been working very closely to Stream app team. He's been heading that project. So please.
Yeah, well, for us is that, like I mentioned earlier, and myself coming from the studio background, a lot of all these titles, right, are available and owned by the studio. So the studio, with our system, with our innovations, way of doing business, it takes time. So it's about educating. But having said that, is that certain some of the rights, because they are not available globally, because they've been signed up with a lot of local broadcaster or OTT platform as well. So in that case, what happened is that we need time to clear them up, working with them and clear them up for available global, because I'm on Ritestream, we are trying to available for everybody. So it will takes time. But having said that, is that we are very talking, very closely, very, almost on a very constant manner, and chatting up with them and trying to let them, once all this clearing up all this window that they have for different countries, right, we be able to bring it to our audience here. I mean, I don't promise, but I hope that within the next few months or within the a year period, that we'll be able to make some of this content available. But having said that, at the same time, we're trying to bring content that you may not see out there, and to explore that. And they are very good and quality programs as well for our audience out there. Yeah.
Nathalie, or that I think you said it
No,
all.
I nodded. I fully agree. And the whole idea is to we're developing with some our partners possible operations that would provide the ritestream app with exclusive content from the partners we're working with on the All Rights platform, specifically targeted. That's easier to retailer and customize content from factual series, for example. Series that are monitoring what's going on in the world. We have celebrity-centric series that are fresh every week, even on the platform, that we could have specific exclusive series just for the app, just for ritestream. So we're developing that kind of angle as well to give it an added value, or also bringing a first window to our ritestream subscribers, and then for a few months they would be the only ones to watch it, and then it will go to our general business model. So there's plenty of USPs that we want to bring, and little little advantages and little extras for our lovely subscribers.
One question also a lot of people would like to know is what type of content does ritestream have that separates it from potential competitors that are out there?
Okay, so I would say there are first, the most important is the diversity of the content, the fact that we have content from all over the world in good quality, and we have definitely exclusive for some regions for some content. So out of their home region, we bring titles that have not been shown in other regions. So that's a big advantage. Our editorial line is very eclectic, but we do have some strong suits. I let Eddy talk about that right after. And I think our really flexibility and the fact that we're quite broad, and I always say it's not an official timeline, but or tagline, but I always say we're here to serve the underdog. So we're advocating for people who are very talented and would not necessarily have global exposure. They might have exposure in their home market, but they might not be able to afford global exposure. So we're bringing that. We're bringing talent that is in need of reach and shine, and we're bringing very successful titles in their home countries to the world, to other territories.
Yeah. For me, is that, I mean, like Nathalie was saying, that I mean, our strengths, in fact, I mean, is a lot of the independent titles, right? A lot of our movies or TV programs that we have, in fact, they are all very, very good, rated in the local countries or in the regional basis. And then, like with Nathalie and myself, with our background as well, we're bringing them to the audience, outside of the those territory, and to introduce to around the world, and especially with our audience with the ritestream app. Indies on LGBT, on art house, on festivals, a lot of festival circuit content, we are very, very well known and very good quality, and probably a lot of audience around the world never be able to see that. And we have the opportunity to bring them on board for our audience. And then documentaries, horror. And then one of the part is that also a lot of people may not aware is that I know these days everybody is like into Asian content with the Korean one, but in fact we have a lot of other countries as well besides the Korean ones, because we do have like Japanese, we have Chinese, we also have Filipino, Thai, and all these kind of even English speaking languages program from Asia, and in fact we have it on our and we're going to introduce it. And some of the things like our studio ones, we are talking to them, and they are more open now because we've been talking to them with our job being here for more than 2 years now, that we'll be able to start to convince them to bring their titles to our platform as well.
This will be one of the last questions I'm going to ask you before we give it over to the audience. And actually, some people in the audience actually brought this up as we were talking. Anime is incredibly popular. Will you start acquiring anime for ritestream? We were talking about Japan, and obviously anime is a very large export of Japan. Is that something you guys could possibly introduce to the ritestream platform one day, someday, sooner?
Yes, I can answer that, right? Yes, the only thing is that, as you know, the anime in Japan, they are famous, they're well known. The only thing is that, the way of Japanese doing, and this is I coming from Asia myself originally, is that it's all about lots of convincement, lots of meeting, and lots of so-called guanxi relationship building. Despite I've been working for Disney, I've been working with them before, and I have lots of background with the anime. However, the Japanese culture, as some of you may know, is that had lots of very close-minded. You need time to convince to them and then talk to them. But in addition to that, because they are so popular, they been working with a lot of platform outside on their traditional players that they've been working with. So it takes a lot of time to to discuss with them and then negotiate with them and then bring them on board. Having said that, it takes time, but on the other hand, we have having breakthrough because recently I know that they have the Japanese anime festival in the summer, so we've been talking to them continuously, and hopefully we'll bring them on board. And I know a lot of our audience like the anime very much, but on the other hand is that it just takes time, and also because a lot of these Japanese company, they also running their own
they're running their own platform.
channels, their platform as well, so it takes time.
And they're locked. The content is locked in deals and holdbacks. A lot of it, and it's you have a few big companies. It's very concentrated. There are loads of holdbacks, and you have to wait until the holdbacks are finishing to be able to bring on board content. And with especially with animation that normally works in bundle, it's not anime, but we've recently made a deal with a big animation company, with Mattel, and the conversations with Mattel on different territories, the conversation have started last year. So it's been a long series of meetings and calls, and we finally have Barbie on board. But it takes a lot of time. So we're in it, and we'll make sure you'll be warned, advised, noticed as soon as we bring some good anime on the platform.
I just also want to emphasize, probably a lot of our people out there that is tuning with us at the moment. Sometimes, when we're talking about, we have the jargon of the industry jargon, windows or things like that. But in fact, just let you know, sometimes when they, the rights that they're giving to different platforms, for instance, for TV channels or for apps and things like that, they will be signing up from 10 to 15 years of contract, agreement, because that's how they work, right? So it takes a long time. And then so when we were creating them, and also from different platforms that they sign up to, and then because they started a different period of time, so we need to work with them. And then they have the exclusive and non-exclusive, so we need to work on that, and then But like Natalie was saying, with Mattel and all these partners, it's getting there, but it takes time as well. But on the other hand, we are trying our best, especially with our content team. We're all working very hard because we know our audience out there like that very much.
Fantastic. So yeah, guys, it'll be coming soon. They're all working extremely hard to make it happen. Assurances they are. Right. So we're now going to take this to the chat. So guys, if you have any questions, please ask your questions here now. We'll give you time to write them up. Write them in the chat. Try to make sure to include your BEP20 wallet in the comment as well, because then that's how we can send you your prize. Because if you read the tweets and the announcements, you'll see that we are giving away some prizes to some lucky people who put in the best question. So make sure it's your best question you got, because then it's the more likelihood you're going to be selected and win. So we'll let you guys get your questions ready. There might be a slight delay with the stream, so give it some time and then they'll stop popping into the comments. So yeah, I'm going to have a sip of water in the meantime. Yes. All right, I saw some questions that were from earlier. They didn't attach their wallets, but maybe we can get them later. So let me see here. Let's see here. A lot of these are actually kind of questions you guys have covered already. You guys have been pretty good with your answers. So I'll tell you what. How about this one? This one you could actually apply in general. So this one is: will the content in the application have Turkish subtitles or Turkish dubbing? I think one thing you could say then, are we going to have more support for subtitles or possibly dubbing in the future going forward?
Subtitle is not a problem at all, because we have developed our own internal solution, and we subtitle on needs a lot of things. So I think we'll monitor with the app where our audience is, and we'll try to bring the best customization possible. We are going to offer in the app a lot of variety on the content. So we're starting the launch with English speaking titles, but not only, and depending on the regions, and we'll see what's trending as well. And we do have Turkish content and we can put a lot. So we're working into it, and we'll see what the feedback would be from our subscribers, and we'll take it into account very regularly.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you very much. Let's see if we can grab another one here. I tell you what, the Turkish community is really showing up here. We have a lot of people in Turkey.
Good.
Welcome, Turkey. Let's see here.
That's good. I'm a bit Turkish.
I miss
my mother
Turkey.
was raised in Turkey, so I only know 2 words, but apparently I've got a very good one. So
how often will the content be updated? Ritestream has a lot of competitors in the category, such as Netflix and Disney. How do you plan to hold on to them in this market? I think you can get the Ezgi was trying to ask there.
For us is that, we're trying, to offer as many content as possible. What we are doing is that, because whenever we get new titles, we will put it on, as quickly as possible. But in addition to that is that we're trying to also coming up with stunts and, and thematic programming as well to accommodate different types of audience around the world. So, usually, for us is that on a weekly, monthly basis, we always have new titles added on to the Ritestream app, to please our audience. And because I know that you guys, like to watch as many content as possible as well. Yeah.
Great. Let's see if we can find another question here. Okay. From Batman himself. There are many good YouTubers that spend good money to make premium content. Do you ever consider onboarding them? Yeah, there's a lot of like content creators on YouTube, for an example. Would there be something you would be thinking about in the future acquiring?
We have, in that case, a lot of our clients on our all rights model want content that is not on YouTube because they're paying for it. So we have a few, but we're tending to ask those creators to take it off YouTube once we're monetizing it. On the app, it's a bit different on ritestream app because it's our app and because it's on subscription with loads of content. We could, if we felt that it's relevant, on board subtitles. So that would be a question. And right now, we're really at the beginning of the app, but we'll set up a process of submitting content as well to us in that way, so we can get in touch with the creators, independent creators all around the world, and not just the traditional distributors. So yes, we're open to it. Batman, you can send us your content.
Fantastic. Let's see here. This is a good shout out for you guys to say, well, if a personal company wants to get in touch with you guys, how can they reach you? How's the best way of saying hello and getting in contact with you for these things?
Getting on the All Rights platform and registering is a very good way. Another way is to give you our emails. We can do that if
you have Twitter, or in LinkedIn. I don't know.
LinkedIn
is a great way, actually, because as we communicate on LinkedIn, we often we check it and we're in contact. And I think that's a good first contact. And then we can have a first chat on LinkedIn and come back to our email and platform after that. So
yeah. Okay. We are happy to go out there meeting people, and people approach us. We are very friendly people to talk to as well, because we like to meet people as well, and especially creators, and industry people. Yeah.
Fantastic. So thank you, everyone. I think that will be it for now. So firstly, I just want to say thank you, everyone, for joining. Thank you, of course, to our wonderful, incredible, hardworking, and beautiful team. Nathalie, Eddy, thank you so much for joining us today. We hope you can come on again, and we can have some more info about things that are coming out, things that you want to share with us. It's all very exciting stuff. So thank you guys, and thank you everyone at home for watching.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. Thanks.
Thank you, everyone.
Have a good day. Have a good weekend.
Bye, everyone. Good weekend.